Hello, YouTubers. Okay. Still Houston. What is it? Saturday. It is Saturday, November 27th. Uh-oh. I just remembered I was supposed to... bill I need to pay. Okay. Yeah. No, I haven't done my grocery shopping yet. Yeah, apparently I'm shifting into a new kind of structure kind of thing. Alright. No, I'm not giving you an update right now. That's going to have to wait until I get back from doing the grocery shopping. Yeah, it's 1:46 p.m. afternoon, still Houston. Saturday, November 27th, 2021. Okay, this is not an update. What is this? It's kind of an update. This is going to be about Duolingo. Alright? That has been my focus today, and more or less this week, actually. Okay, Duolingo. For those that have not been paying attention, hold on. Wait a minute. Duolingo is a language app. It's free. It does have a plus version that you can pay for. Has extra bells and whistles, that kind of stuff. See that? I don't know if you can. Where is it? It's in the corner up there. It looks like a little owl. It's a green owl. It's a circle, green circle with two big eyes. I don't know if you can make that out. It's in this corner over here. Yes? Can you make that out? I don't know if this is coming through. Alright. Anyway, you click on that and it opens Duolingo. It's got this little, what is it? Emma completed the November challenge. Send congrats. Yeah, they make it into a kind of community thing, which is helpful for anyone that has even a little bit of a competitive spirit, because it kind of helps you stay on top of things. Gives you a little extra motivation. What am I talking about? You see these icons on the bottom? There's a little like birdhouse, and that's a little picture that's supposed to be your profile. There's a shield, and there's a kind of a gem. The gem is the online store kind of thing. Kind of a store, because you get gems as you get points, and you can use them to purchase things like streak freezes. Let's say you've done a few days in a row, and then you miss a day, but if you bought one of these freezes, or if you've got the gems to buy one of these freezes, you can buy a gem and it'll freeze that day, so your actual streak, they'll continue counting it as if you hadn't missed a day. That's a freeze for that particular day. So my streak is not a genuine streak. There are 3 freezes within it, but I'm on day 220. What am I on? I don't know, hold on. Let me press the 224. Out of that 224, I've got about 3 freezes, so that's still pretty damn good. Okay, I finally made it to the Diamond League. I think that's the top league. I'm pretty sure it's the top league. I've been stuck on Obsidian League for about, I don't know, weeks. I never made it to the Diamond League. I finally made it to the Diamond League. I kept on getting knocked down to Pearl League, or staying stuck in Obsidian. Yeah, last week I don't know if I mentioned that before. I finally made it into the Diamond League. Yeah. What else? Oh, I found out when I switched from Spanish to Turkish that you don't lose all your stats. So I didn't have to start over with my, just like 1-day streak kind of thing. I switched over after I had like 180 days, 180-day streak doing Spanish, but you keep that, and you keep your current league. They don't knock you down to the first league, and they don't eliminate your streak. So your stats stay the same, even as you change languages. So that was a nice little surprise for me. Yeah, so 180, so that's 20. So actually doing Turkish, I've been at Turkish for 44 days. 180, 20 makes 200, 24, 44 days. Okay. All right, so 224 day streak. 44 of those days is how long I've been doing the Turkish thing. I started Unit 3 last week. So, yeah, I've been at it for about a week now. As far as I can see, it's going to take more or less 2 weeks to get through each unit. And I figure if the Spanish is any indication of how it's set up, I figure once I go through Unit 5, I'm doing pretty good. I've got the real basics down. Well, not down, but it covers the basics, the first 5 units. And then after 180 days, I had just barely started Unit 8. But I wasted a lot of time in the first unit doing the Spanish thing because I kept on building beyond level 1. I know, if you don't use Duolingo, you don't know what I'm talking about. Each lesson you do, you've got to finish, a lesson before you unlock the following lesson. Well, actually, usually you unlock about 2 lessons at a time. And you have to complete those 2 lessons before it unlocks the succeeding lessons. So that's how that works. Once you hit level 1, it unlocks the next lessons. So you don't have to do level 2, level 3, level 4, to level 5, whatever it is, how many levels it has. As soon as you complete level 1, you can actually go on to the next lesson. Or you can blow more time and effort going to level 2, 3, whatever. The first time I did this, I did it with Spanish, and I wasted too much time during Unit 1 because I didn't keep on going out as soon as I hit level 1, which is an option. You don't have to progress. You don't have to. You could stay in the same lesson and keep on, but that's on you. That's an option. This time I decided I'm not going to waste any time. As soon as I unlock the succeeding lesson, I'm going to progress to that lesson. So I'm only doing up to level 1, and then I'm going on to the next lesson. So with that in mind, the way it's set up, I figure it'll take at least more or less a couple of weeks to get through each unit. After 5 units, I think that's a very solid foundation. Now they give you little suggestions and whatever. They do things like repeat phrases that I do. Okay, I usually repeat it a couple of times, each phrase a couple of times. But they give you another little suggestion saying try to write down every phrase you can remember after a lesson. Yeah, no, I don't do that. What I do is write down every phrase as I go along. The exception being when I consider a phrase ridiculous or useless, I don't write it down. But most of the time, I'm writing down the phrases. And I will show you what that looks like. Hold on. So, this is Unit 3. Okay. Let me give you one more. I've written a lot on top. See, sometimes when I want easy access to a word, I'll write it on the top part. This one only has one word entered here. Let me get a page that has more than one. This one has 2. I don't know if the lighting is so... Is this lighting on? You see that? It's got things written on top here. Oh, here's one. Hold on. If I can get to it. Oh, man. Okay. See, this one, I got 3 in here. This one, I got 3 or 4 in here. It's kind of full on that part. Yeah, alright. So what do I do? Hold on. Alright, so the first, well, I write it down in Turkish, and on top of it, I do an exact translation. Okay, this one is, in Turkish it says, he did not work on Sunday. That's the English translation, right? There's the Turkish. I am not going to try to pronounce it because I'm going to mess up the pronunciation. So that's why you need an audio component, all right? Because you're not going to get the translation right. But it sounds something like O pazar günü çalışmadı. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, exact translation is he, Sunday, the day he did not work. Okay? Structuring it like that, it helps you build up the vocabulary. Alright? So you know exactly what each word means. Literally. Right? And then you have the correctly formulated translation on the bottom. So, I do this not only to help process the information, which happens when you write it down, but also to have a practical reader if I should so desire. All right? But for the most part, it's just the journey kind of thing. It's the process of physically writing it down to help you actually process the information. I also wrote more notes on language issues. Okay, more language stuff. Again, during the week, I have a lot of time to think about this kind of thing. All right, at this point, this is just an assumption, but, oh, well, this part isn't. I know that less is more, and the less extra stuff you don't clutter your head with, the easier the easier time you'll have with the information you actually use. All right. Now, once you gain fluency in a language, your progress will depend on your personality more than anything else. At that point, a foreign language is no longer foreign. It's just not your first language or your mother tongue. Should you bother with units beyond the first 5 if you're not even using the first 5? Since you aren't wasting time reviewing, yeah, go ahead. Duolingo builds on previous information. Reviewing is not necessary. I.e., do not bother with more levels than absolutely necessary. If you don't usually have to click on the words to know what they mean, you're fine. As I'm going through this the first time, I'll explain what I mean later in a moment. As I'm going through this, for the most part, I am tapping every word. I mean, there's some words that I've already acquired, so I really don't have to, but for the most part, I'm tapping on the words to know, every word to know exactly what I'm dealing with. All right? So I write down the phrase in Turkish. I tap on the word to find out what every word means separately. And then I give the completed the translation in English on the bottom. All right. Now, these are the notes I put down just for the Duolingo process, or at least how I approach it. Write down most of the phrases. I had originally put all the phrases, but I crossed that out. Most of the phrases, and in parentheses, don't bother with the ones you find ridiculous or useless. If you pepper the phrases with phrases you don't like, that's going to be counterproductive. Remember, this has to motivate you to keep on learning the language. If it demotivates you, okay, you're wasting your time. You're spinning your wheels. So anything you can do to increase your motivation, do it. All right. So although I do write down almost all the phrases, there are some that just I either don't like or I think ridiculous or whatever it is, or just sappy, just too sentimental for my personality. So believe me, you don't want anything that's going to serve as a barrier as far as motivation is concerned. So if you're coming across a phrase you don't like, do not include it. Okay, so anyway. Eventually, you'll recognize the frequent flyers. I put this in parentheses. I know with the time I spent with the Spanish translating books and whatnot, the one thing that I learned fairly quickly is at some point, this is probably you start recognizing common words. All right, that's the first thing that kind of jumps out at you. But I've had considerable background in Spanish. In Turkish, nothing. But even now, I'm already building my frequent flyer collection kind of thing. The words I'm starting to put on top of the thing, I'm putting on there because they're fairly common words. All right, let's see what else. Oh, write the words you want quick access to at the top of the page. I already showed you that. Okay, so at this point, this is how I'm going to approach it. It seems to be, if Spanish was any example, it looks like it'll work out fairly well. Units 1 to 5, and then I put a little arrow in there, level 1. Units 2 to 5, level 2, units 3 to 5, level 3, units 4 to 5, level 4, unit 5, arrow, level 5. What the heck do I mean by all that? The first time I go through the first 5 units. I'm only going to, like I said, as soon as I complete the first level and it unlocks the succeeding lesson, I'm going to move on. I'm not going to waste any more time with it. All right, I'm going to do that all the way through Unit 5. At that point, remember, I'm still hitting just about every word to know what the heck I'm dealing with. So I'm writing this thing down to help process the information and building a more or less a reader for myself if I should choose to use it like that. So yeah, this isn't necessary. It's not like, okay, I'm set. I don't have to, I know all this information. No, no, no. I am just it's beginning to make an impression after 3 units. All right, so units 1 through 5, I'm going to go right through into the first level. Once I complete Unit 5, I'm going to go back, not to Unit 1, but to Unit 2. So I'm going to sort of like eliminate a unit every time I go back. So instead of going back to the first unit, I'm just going to go back to the second unit and then work until I go from level 1 to level 2. Okay? So the first time through, Unit 1 through 5, I work to the first level. Then I go back again, not to level 1, but to level 2. Then I'll do from level 1 to level 2, and then the same thing with level 3, Unit 3, 4, and 5. Once I've completed that in Unit 5, I'll go back, not to Unit 2, but to Unit 3. Again, every time I go back, I'm eliminating a unit and just going to the next level, working where I left off before, adding another level to it. Every time I go back, I eliminate a unit. So by the time I get to, okay, here's units 3 to 5, level 3. Then I go back, units 4 to 5, level 4. I go back, units 5, just level 5. Hopefully, I won't actually have to go through all of that. Because as soon as I reach the point where I'm not tapping on every word to know what it means, I'm going to stop going back and just progress, skip right into Unit 6. Like I said here, stop when you no longer need to click on words to know their meaning. All right? So I'm just going to go back and review like that until, as soon as I don't need to tap on the words to know, I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to skip right into Unit 6 then and go on like that. Again, I've had a considerable history with Spanish. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to pull this off. If I end up having to go through all this and I still have to tap on the words to know at least, if I'm tapping on maybe 10% of the words, that may or may not be okay with me, I don't know. But if I'm still tapping like 30% of the words to know that, that's too much. All right, I got to start taking out the big guns. What are the big guns? If you've looked at any of my previous videos, flashcards. I'm a real big believer in flashcards. If I go through all this and I'm still like tapping on 30% of the words to know, okay, that's way too much. I'm going to start busting out the flashcards. I'm going to start making flashcards. Flashcards are labor intensive, all right? Writing this down is labor intensive. But, oh, another thing. I'm only going to write it down the first time through, because it is labor intensive. I'm there at a bus stop waiting for a bus, and I'm like balancing my notebook, balancing my pencil, and balancing the phone, right, to write this thing down. most of the time in the dark, so I'm trying to angle the page so I can actually see what I'm writing down. So yeah, I'm a total geek. You know, I can do geeks do stuff like that. Excuse my French. Geeks do stuff like that. So yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of doing the notebook thing and the phone thing, balancing out, writing, scribbling with the notes and all that. Very labor intensive. Okay, so it's like, no, I don't plan to do that throughout the entire thing. But the first time through, at least for the first 5 units, yeah. I will not, I'll stop if it gets to the point where, like with the other thing, I no longer have to tap on the thing that I already know the words and it's already that familiar with, then I'll stop. Because that is very labor intensive. And I can't wait till I get through the first 5 units, the first level of the first 5, because after that, I don't care how much I'm tapping, I'm not writing it down. I'm not writing it down anymore. This is really labor intensive, all right? I hate it, but it's useful because otherwise I'd really have a hard time trying to process it or going back and looking, what the heck did I just do? Kind of thing. At least this way, I can, you know, 3 minutes ago, wait a minute, I just had that. I can go back and look what I would, you know. So it's not overly frustrating for me. So that's does that make any sense? I don't know if I'm making any sense. But trust me, if I didn't go through the aggravation of writing it down, I'd have the greater aggravation, at least with my geeky personality, of knowing that, wait a minute, I just did this 3 minutes ago. What the heck was that again? That would really drive me up the wall. So that's why I write it. That's what really compels me to write it down. All right? No, for the most part, I do not go back. I mean, I had all this stuff written down in Spanish because I was doing the same thing initially for Spanish. No, once I got to the point, this is why I'm saying, no, I'm going to stop as soon as, because I know I will stop as soon as I no longer have to, as soon as I more or less know the words, I'm going to stop immediately. It is a big hassle. All right? And I can't wait till I get through the first 5 units. So I can stop. I don't care if it's 30%, I'm still I don't care. You know, I'm going to at least have that much written down because it's, yeah, but it is annoying. Not as annoying as, but yeah, it's labor intensive. I don't know if I'm making any dang sense. But you're just going to have to take my word for it. It works for me. So if that's helpful to anybody, wonderful. What, 28 minutes, and I still got grocery shopping to do. Okay. So anyway, what else about Duolingo? All right. So stop when you no longer need to click on words to know their meaning. That was the thing, going back, dumping 1 unit every time you go back until the next level. Yeah, stop and skip, just skip on over to 6 as soon as you no longer have to do click and tap. All right, what else did I put here? Believe it or not, the physical act of writing down the phrases is helping you process the information. I already told you that. But if nothing else, you're making a practical reader for yourself. I mentioned that too. If you ever use it as such, which for the most part, I know I'm not going to, but whatever. You can use Google Translate or a similar application for audio confirmation. You see, going back and reading the thing, you know you're not, I hope you know you're not pronouncing it correctly. All right? Because it takes time for it to really sink in how this thing is supposed to sound, you know, without hearing it immediately. So, yeah. That's a lot of work to go through to end up learning how to say a word wrong. So yeah, that's why, unless you have just a really considerable amount of background information already with the language. Your language material always needs to have an audio component. I can't think of anything worse than busting your hump learning how to say something wrong. I don't know anything more aggravating than that. That would be cruddy. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Oh, another thing, Duolingo. Because they don't keep the sentences short. Some of these sentences can go on for about like 2 or 3 lines, and it's like you're kind of overwhelmed with all the audio part of it. So Duolingo audio. Don't worry if listening to the entire phrase leaves you baffled. Go word by tapping each word if necessary. So if they give you this whole paragraph thing and it's just blowing you away, chill. No. Just tap each word and just go word for word, repeating each word as you tap, as you go. All right? You don't have to just... Because they've got that speaker thing in front of the phrase, you could tap to get the whole phrase, or you can tap each individual word and hear each word separately. Which, once you get to the sentences that are like 2 or 3 lines long, it's going to start blowing you away. So that's, yeah, don't worry about it. Just go word by word. Okay? You don't have to try to jump in there and try to get the whole paragraph just like that. So, anyway. Okay, I repeated 2 times. Me personally, I find that if I try to do it more than 2 times, I'm driving myself up the wall. I start getting sloppy and I start getting aggravated. You're not going for perfection, okay? Just repeat it a couple of times and move on. Or you're going to start driving yourself up the wall. It starts becoming frustrating after that. So 2 times is good. Move on. Yeah, so that's how I work it out. I don't know. Well, this is already too long a video. But let me see if there was anything else. Okay. Your profile icon, it gives you stats. Oh. This always comes on. They try to push their plus version. Of course, they want you to pay for the thing. Duolingo get unlimited hearts and say goodbye to ads. Yeah, no. So I've hit the back button when they don't have the little X thing to close the thing, and that usually gets rid of it. The little birdhouse is where the lessons are. Your little profile is where the stats are. The shield is where the score is. And at the moment, I'm number 10. It lists the first 30. Well, there are 30 people on the league list. All right, the last 5 are going to get dropped down to the lower league, Obsidian. 25 to, oh, what is it? Oh, that's right, there isn't another league division. Okay, so again, Diamond League is the top division, so of course it doesn't have the next level after 5 because we're already at the top league. Okay, so let's see. So what happens? Okay, the last 5 are going to get knocked down to Obsidian League. So as long as you're from number 1 to number 25 on the list, you stay in the Diamond League. 26 to 30, they're going to drop down to the lower league. We've got one more day. I don't know if you can see that. One day. before it clears the board. Okay, so this thing goes for a week. So every week you either rank in such a way that you stay in the league you're in, you advance, or you go back. Since this is the what is this? I don't know. I accidentally tapped something. Since this is the Diamond League, that's it. So you either stay or you're going to be dropped down. So you got a week for you to go up or down in the ranks. Every Sunday. It starts every Sunday. So it kind of clears the board at the end of the time frame in Sunday, and then every time you do a lesson, you get points, and you build it up again, whatever. You move through the ranks. So, I don't know. That probably didn't make any sense what I just said. I'm sorry. It'll become clear when you actually start using it and start doing the lessons and get the points. And then again, you tap the shield so you see where you're at on the list, whether you advance or get thrown back. Well, not advance now. The Diamond League is the top league, so whether you drop down or stay. Okay, and the gem thing, that's their kind of store thing. You can try the Duolingo Plus, start a family plan kind of thing, whatever. Try 2 weeks for free, special offer, free chest, watch an ad and earn gems, playing chest. Oh, alright. Streak, that was a streak freeze, I don't know if you can see it, that I was talking about. To protect your streak. Protect your streak if you miss a day of practice. Equip up to 2 at once. Oh, I'm already equipped it with 2. Cool. Alright. Double or nothing. Double your 50 gem wager by maintaining a 7-day streak. Gems. Hearts. Heart refill. Outfits. Yeah, you can get real cutesy with the damn... with the thing. 400 gems, you get a luxury thing, formal attire. It's just to make it a little cuter, you know, whatever. But yeah, really, they want you to pay for the plus thing. The free version is more than adequate for me. Thank you very much. You know, and that's it. So the little birdhouse is where the lessons are, your little profile, your image there, whatever, is where your stats are. The shield is the list where it shows the ranking, and the gem thing is their little store thing. So you just download the app. The app is free, Duolingo, and yeah, there's the lesson. That's the first icon. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see all that? I don't know. Alright, anyway. You see how it sets it up? They've got 2 dots in here. Once you complete those 2 dots, the ones on the bottom, the next 2 things become unlocked, and you can access that. And that's how it goes. You see that? The ones in color are the ones that are open. The ones gray are still locked. And they only become unlocked when you complete the lessons on top. Alright. Oh my gosh, it's almost 40 minutes. Okay, you want any more information on Duolingo? Download the thing. It's free, at least unless you press Duolingo Plus. Which just gives you extra bells and whistles, but again, the free version is fine with me, but whatever. Alright, it's already been 40 minutes. I've got to go do my grocery shopping, and I will update you as far as all the other stuff, happenings, when I get back from doing the grocery shopping. And it's getting late and I got to get on with it. And it's already 40 minutes. Okay, YouTubers, that's Duolingo. That's what I'm focusing on at the moment. And that's for this. Huh? All right. Yeah, 40 minutes. All right, boys and girls, I will upload another video once I get back from doing the grocery shopping. Take care. Talk to you later.